Tessian will just sort of look to Lena and just be like, I think it's time.
Agreed. I will address Aurelia and say, I'm ready for this final battle, Aurelia.
She gives you sort of a warm chuckle. She says, "You may think so, but this will perhaps be the toughest one yet. It is not like what you faced last time. And I want you and your companions to know that it is important that you steel yourself for what's ahead. This is perhaps the most difficult test for anyone to overcome over the course of the Conatus. The final one also presents its own uphill battles, but this one is taxing. And I just want you to be prepared in advance for whatever may come of this. I, of course, cannot speak on it, but I just want you to know to be prepared for anything."
Lou is running his fingers over his sending stone.
Lou, this isn't your fight, but we would have you if you would join us.
And we will look into the rest of your family and let them know that you are out there somewhere.
If we can't get you to leave with us today.
He does a sharp nod, and he pockets his stone and gets ready. He commands the servant has a gadget attached to him that enables him to start. Wait, no, never mind. That might not be useful yet. Hang on, we'll work on that later.
All right. Anything else prep-wise?
No, I just...
Major armor?
I already
type
have
stuff?
major armor on.
All right.
assuming everyone else is ready, I give all of you a nod, and then I look to Aurelia and give her a nod as well.
She gives you sort of a solemn nod as well. She says, "Very well. One of the most difficult parts of this journey is that it comes with great abilities and power, but also great responsibility. But it is important to channel that power in ways that will best serve the people. The whole vision of the Conatus is that it's meant to be for a greater good. And there have been those along the journey who have been corrupted by the power at its disposal." She kind of looks down just specifically at you, Lena. She says, "I believe you are up to the task, but you must be prepared to fight with everything you have." And
I
she
nod and...
Go ahead.
Just that I nod and tell her I'm prepared, or, yeah.
You see her spectral form snap her fingers. I don't know if that was picked up. And it echoes and reverberates throughout this cavern-like structure because there's really nothing to impede it. The four of you, not named Lena, are all sort of on the steps up to this dais. Lena, you're up near the table itself, having placed your hand on it, and then maybe step back just a little bit to look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Lena, your vision goes black for a moment.
Okay.
And the rest of you watch as her form starts to change and shift.
My form or Aurelia's form?
Yours.
Oh, God!
And you watch as it seems as though it's a familiar process to some extent. You've seen her change into animals, and she's even sort of enlarged to a certain extent when she's changed into her silver dragon wormling form. This happens to an extent. You can't really make out what the form is becoming. It just continues to increase in size. And you quickly realize, especially everybody but Lou who's more familiar with this, she's getting much larger than her dragon form. Lena's sort of out of it for all this. But
God. No, thank God. This is good. I don't want to be conscious for any of this.
You guys watch as some of these stalagmites and stalactites from the area start to snap off of the ceiling and the floor and fly in to attach themselves to her form.
What?
Sort of forms a swirling exterior where the rocks aren't even all necessarily attached. Some of them are, and you can see it giving this form a body shape of sorts. There are arms, there are legs out of it. And eventually, you guys see this.
Oh, God.
Awesome.
Damn.
Standing on the dais before you, Aurelia's form now having faded, at least for the time being. A voice echoes as Aurelia's form fades out and says, "It is incumbent upon the protectors of the person taking on the Conatus journey to protect her as best they can, even if she is the threat herself. Do what you can to swirl. Do what you can to quell the swirling elemental chaos here, and she will have a new ability at her disposal."
Holy crap.
So, Michaela, you want to take a nap?
Bye, guys. Have fun. Oh my god.
I need everyone to roll initiative real quick.
Do I also need to roll?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Chris, I don't know your plan. I know.
What time it is.
Okay. Well, we have a roommate who starts a test at 8. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
9.
It's a good time for a 9.
Right?
What else you got?
13.
16. Crash as a 1. Yeah, it was a fail.
I rolled a 9, and the servant rolled a 19.
So the servant goes first again. What's your plus to dex? What's Lenna's plus to dex?
Mine is +3.
Mine's a 1, so he goes before me.
Okay. And away we go. The servant is first. This is... Well, I'll let you... Tell me what you're going to do first, and we'll go from there.
Well, he honestly, he's better for examining stuff. He's not great at doing a lot of battle. He can take a lot of hits, but that requires attention. So he's going to try to attract the attention. He's going to he's going to move from his position near my hip and attack with one of his daggers.
Okay.
We need to try to get the rocks off without harming Lena, if possible.
So, go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay.
D20 plus 3.
10. No good.
Does not hit. Bounces off the exterior that's far too bulky and stout at this point to have any effect with the dagger. I mean, it's possible to wedge it in there in certain ways or something, but that certainly did not fit the bill. Isaac.
God, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to go my full suite. I'm going to start with my last grit point to do the Deadeye Sharpshooter.
And those have replenished because of a short rest. So it's not your only grit point.
Yeah. What am I doing? Okay. So, advantage. It is a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
And I'm going to go, again, just a regular shot. It is a 14 to hit.
Does not hit.
I'm going to go my secondary gun. It's a 19 to hit.
That does hit.
10 damage.
Okay. Got it.
And what does it hit, or like any stone off or anything like that? What does the impact do?
For 10 damage on the last shot, it does seem to knock off a few of the rocks, yes, but there's still a whole lot surrounding her physical form.
Is the spot that it knocked off now clear to her skin, or is there still layers there?
It's difficult to tell. You don't really see Lena inside of it. There's this sort of like light that's bigger than her typical physical form, but nowhere near as big as the full elemental, if that makes sense.
So for what it's worth, for the rest of this action surge that I'm just using now, I'm going to shoot in a different spot.
Okay.
Because if she's in there somewhere, I don't want to actually hit her.
Okay. Go ahead.
12.
Nope.
And last one. 21.
That hits.
13 damage.
Got it.
And I am moving as far away as possible.
Down the stairs. Okay. Tessian.
Lord, give me strength. Are we close to each other at all? Any of us?
Oh, to you guys up there? Yeah, you're relatively bunched up on the stairs, except Isaac, who...
This is the last I got of it. Looks like I'm doing a double haste on Karash and Isaac. That is sweet. It's my last 3rd level spell.
You have to touch both?
I do have to touch both.
They're not near each other. Isaac just ran off.
Why do you do this every time?
Oh, yeah, gotta get away.
You'd be able to run farther on your next turn.
Well,
if
I mean,
you
I
just don't
know.
do it. Then I guess
learning
it's
tactics.
I thought you him like jogging in place while he waits for haste, and then...
Information for you, Jason. I don't know if this would help Tessian at all, but he would probably assume that my thing can be activated multiple times. It cannot. I can only use that haste thing once per day.
Well, the real question is, do you do any real damage? Because so far I don't think I've seen you do anything except spells.
I got some tricks
Oh.
left.
He did 11 damage that one time.
The problem is
I
that
did.
the problem is that haste only works for actions, not for like spells. I don't believe.
If you're asking me, Nick, if it would help me out to be hasted, yes, it would. If I can get extra actions, that'd be wonderful.
But you only get one extra action.
No, you only
It
get
can
one
only be used for
extra.
attacking.
It's only an attack, a dash, a disengage, a hide, or a use object. You can't do it. You can't do a lot of things with that.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's me and Karash
Okay.
that I'm using it on.
Hasted action.
So my hasted action will be to fire my friggin' thing, my crossbow.
Twang.
Crossbow.
Twong.
Use fire. Normal is fine. Yes, please. Submit. Double tap. Will that work? Yes, it will. 14 to hit.
Nope.
Cool.
Movement.
I will move as far away from her as I can.
Okay.
That's pretty far. Okay, I don't move that far because I need to be within range of my.
Yeah, as I say, that's a lot with haste.
So like maybe don't do like out of the room. I don't know what a light crossbow is. Probably like 60 or something.
Something like that.
That I move there.
Lou.
I would like to. Okay, so I have a heavy and long weapon. Is it going to be an action to get that ready?
No.
Okay, so I want that ready. I want to fire that.
Okay.
And it does 2d20, 2d10, excuse me.
I imagine you
And-
probably have to roll to hit first, yeah?
Yes, that's what I'm working on.
Gotcha.
It's I think one. Jeez, this is tough. 1d20 plus, not 11d20. Jesus,
Dodge this!
I rolled 13.
That
It's
does not
gonna
hit.
go. Okay.
Would have been nice damage.
Is that a reaction? Is it a reaction or something else I can do? No, it is not. As such, I cannot do anything. That's it. I guess I could move. How far away am I from it? From what, like 30 feet?
Yeah, 20 maybe.
Okay. I would like to back up as much as I can to get further away.
Okay, well, I don't know exactly what your movement is, but it's probably around 30.
Mike, do you know?
You can look in a
What
minute.
are you?
Because I have no
What is
idea
your
where
race?
it is.
You're
I'm
using
a half elf.
30.
Yeah. So,
You're not a. You're like a high elf.
yeah.
Half.
You can make 6 steps away. Lena.
I actually
You-
get to. Oh, sorry. Continue. I was like, I get my own turns. What?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay.
You are confused.
Mm-hmm.
You had everything go black. You can sort of hear the sounds of your comrades. You can hear the familiar gunshots. It sounds as though it's all like in a tunnel of sorts. You can't see anything. There's just this kind of like swirling tempest of noise around you. It also sort of hurts because the noise is so loud that it's sort of giving you a headache.
Okay.
I need you to make a nature check and add 2
Nature check plus
to whatever else you're adding.
to my check. Okay. It's so it'll be a 12, a 10 plus 2, so 12.
You can feel yourself trying to get ahead of this, and it's too much. There's nothing to latch onto. There's nothing concrete. You can't hang on to anything. You can't isolate any of the voices in it. Can't seemingly make any sound yourself, and you take 7 points of psychic damage,
Ow. Okay.
but you're continuing to try and fight against whatever effect is happening to you right now.
Okay.
Karash. And for the record, on the outside, you guys can see the form seeming like buckles for a minute. There's a moment where that interior that you can see does sort of resemble Lena. You can recognize the outfit that she has on, that one leg you shot away, for example. But it's quickly engulfed in that same bright yellow light in the interior of all those rocks. Karash.
Damn it. So I can't see her currently.
No. You saw her for a
Okay.
moment, but it's gone.
Then that does not matter. I can't use that anyway. And I wouldn't know to, so it doesn't matter. All right. I'm going to do Hunter's Mark on the Abomination. And I'm going to smash for justice. Oh, actually, nope, too late. Already did it. No controls in life.
Ain't that the truth?
14 to hit.
Nope. Second attack.
21 to hit.
21
sorry.
hits.
21 to hit plus 5, so 17 damage.
Okay.
And then
Instant action.
$21 to hit,
Nice.
7
Good
damage.
work.
9 total.
Okay. That it? Move anywhere? Stay by her.
I am. God. I'm going to do my best to put myself between Rock Body and everybody else.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I can't necessarily wedge her against anything, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to give her space to move if I can help it.
Mm-hmm. Servant.
Servant's gonna keep doing what he's doing, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna attack. Let's see here. What was it was D20 plus 3, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
First one's a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Second one's an 8.
He
so
tries
no.
his best. Isaac.
I'm going to. I don't really have any big tricks now, so just going to keep firing.
Okay.
21 to hit,
Hits.
9 piercing.
Got it.
Crit. So what do I do for that? I have a roll. Is that what I go with, or do I add
Double
it?
the dice on it. So that 10 is probably a 20 plus 8.
So 28 damage.
I mean, I guess I don't know what the plus is from.
We can go with that.
Okay. And then my last gun. It is a 13 to hit.
Does not hit.
Yeah.
Moving further away.
Yeah, as long as I'm still like within range and I don't like go down a tunnel or something.
Tessian.
It's going to be 2 light crossbow attacks. Yes, please. Normal. Submit. 23 to hit for 4 piercing.
Hits.
Oh, no. Stop. Whatever this is. And then again. I wish I had just dice. 25 to hit for 5 piercing.
Hits.
And then I'm spending my bonus action to do some meta magic stuff. I'm converting spells into sorcery points.
Okay. All right. Lou.
The first thing he's going to do is shout at the abomination. He's going to say, "Hey, Derry, you in there? We don't have to do this." Is there any reaction?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, good lord. I got a +1 to that one, guys.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
10.
You're not entirely sure if your words reach in there, but you shout them out with as much vigor as you can muster.
Okay.
Aw.
So I guess I continue the whole game of trying to get... I'm going to switch it up this time, actually. Instead of trying to do that same thing I was doing, I'm going to use my Disc of Resizing on... Oh, good lord. I get the feeling none of the party's going to be willing, so I might have to do my minion, unfortunately.
Depends. Are you making us bigger or smaller?
Bigger. But will you guys know that's what I'm doing based on me just throwing a gadget at you?
I mean,
Probably not.
question is, do we trust you?
Mm.
Good
The
question.
whole thing is a trust
For what it's
exercise.
worth, I do now. I don't waste it on Isaac, but I think
Do you trust me?
trust you.
I would like to use it on Karash.
Hell yeah.
Is Karash an unwilling target?
Oh, I wouldn't be unwilling.
Okay, I would like to enlarge Crash with my Disc of Resizing.
Okay.
Could we have a hasted giant Karash?
That's correct.
we will dump every spell on you until you are the biggest and the fastest.
the shining beacon Karash.
All right.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna come down after this battle to be like, the power.
Yeah.
It
Hey,
will last for 1 minute.
All right.
Yeah.
Aurelia
What does
warned
it
you.
do?
Sorry, what?
What does it do?
His size doubles in all dimensions. His weight is multiplied by 8.
Jesus.
If there isn't
Fatty.
enough room, he just attains the maximum possible size.
There is enough room.
He gets an extra 1d4 damage on his weapons.
So it's like Rog's Knuckles then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Titan
it.
stones. Yep.
Cool.
Okay. And I would like to stay put where I'm at, and I have no bonus actions.
Lena,
Okay.
you hear what sounds like Lou. His words, you can make them out just barely. They're moderately reassuring. Make another nature check. Add 10.
Ooh.
Jesus. Okay. 15. So
Nice.
plus 10 is 25.
Jiminy.
On the exterior, you guys watch as there's a moment where all of the rocks seem to fade from sight, and there's just this moment where you can see Lena there. She looks like she's struggling. For a moment, you, Lena, can see the rest of your party looking up at you, weapons at the ready, but looks of concern.
Yeah. Can I say anything to them? Can I do anything, or am I
You can
just
try.
I don't even know what I would say, because I'm not even sure I know what's like. I mean, I probably have an idea of what's happening.
You do now with this side of the party.
Okay. I'll probably just yell to don't stop and keep going. And then I don't know. Do I get enveloped by the rocks again? Presumably.
Yes,
Okay.
but it does seem like they're making progress.
Okay.
There's this moment where this monster all of a sudden seems to have a mind of its own. It slams down at Giant Karash. That is a 19 to hit
Nope.
and a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh.
You take 22 points of bludgeoning damage
Ouchies.
as it slams down once, and despite your newfound giant form, you're able to move out of the way, but the second one's too quick and smashes down you, denting some of the steps near the dais. Karash, you're up.
I regret everything. I'm gonna yell. We're coming for you, Lena, or tiny elf. It's
Aw.
actually average size, but I keep calling tiny whatever.
Well, compared to you now, she's tiny.
That's true.
Well, that's true. Now she is very tiny.
What is
elf,
not
and
tiny now?
my ego. All right. And I will smash for justice. 19 to hit.
Hits.
Smash.
Remember to add the d4
Yep.
and your hunter's mark.
Yep. Ah! 7 plus 6 damage.
Okay, 13, got it.
13 damage. Then strikey again. Haha, where are you? Buttons. 25 to hit.
Hits.
That's why does it do that every time? Why does it do that every time? No. Computer, no.
I do not understand.
Exactly. Oh, here's why I'm not doing okay.
It's fine. We have all night.
Hey, I was fixing the problem. So 12 damage total,
Okay, got it.
and one more for it. For the money. 22 to hit,
Mhm.
10,
Wow.
Doing
Wow.
work.
3, so 13 total.
The newly giant Karash smashes down upon the earth elemental time and again. 3 times, in fact. And you're watching as it's just crushing different parts of the rock off of this form, and it's splintering across like the back of the room behind her. When he has finished, this form sort of shrinks a bit, and Lena is just there on the ground in front of the dais.
You guys did it. Am I awake? Am I conscious?
You are conscious, and you are effectively like 6 levels of exhaustion,
That's fair.
which I think is death, so it's not what I literally mean.
No, yeah, I'm not going to be saying much. I'm probably a little disoriented right now.
So really quick, behind the scenes, we have to give him a few minutes to set up, unfortunately. I'm sorry, everyone. Can we get back on later tonight to finish out this thing, or what's that look like? Nick or Mike?
We're up against it, but I think we leave off here, and it's either next time or we figure something else out. So we'll talk off air. But
Okay. Good
So-
job, everyone.
So shrink down.
Yay!
We did it, everyone.
we'll see what all this means and what it has for Lena going forward next time on the Anachroschism.
We've killed her.
She's dead. Welcome back to the Anachroschism. We left off in a hurry last time in the middle of something, but we're finishing up, and who knows, you may not even see this, but in the meantime, there is a collapsed but conscious Lena on the floor, just in front of the dais, about the steps there in this final chamber of this first part of the Conatus, and everybody else can finally have a moment to breathe now that she's been taken out of this earth elemental form that she had been in.
I'm going to run over and do the thing where I slide on my knees over to your side. I'm like, Lena,
I think we're all running over.
how are you feeling?
Especially the mechanical servant.
I blink a couple times. I'm a little disoriented, but I say, well, whatever you guys did, it helped. I'm back to normal. Thank you.
How do you feel?
How do I feel? Hit point in total, for instance. Do I
It's sort of like you have one.
I have 1 HP?
So terrible.
Yeah,
I
if you
don't
had-
feel good.
If you had an HP bar, it'd be like it was flashing red and empty.
And there'd be a siren in the background, you know?
Yeah, like a weird chiming noise that gets more annoying the more you hear it.
Yes. I kind of let out a haggard breath and I say, I'm somehow feeling worse than I was before.
I have 35 HP from lay on hands.
Yay, thank you, Crash.
Which
Be less dead, tiny elf.
which helps, but you still kind of feel like garbage.
Okay.
But
Is Mike still big?
you're no longer on death's doorstep, but you still feel tired as hell.
Okay.
Do I have ginormous hands still?
I don't know how long that effect lasts, but maybe.
It was supposed to last for a minute. I don't know exactly
Yeah, I
where
mean,
we were at on
It
that.
only lasts like one turn, and then if you ran over quick enough, yeah, I'd say sure, why not? Giant lay on hands.
Lay on hand.
Don't
just
be
the one.
alarmed by the giant crash. It's
How on earth are
not
you?
permanent, I don't think.
How on earth are you this large?
Lou has quite a few interesting devices.
Well, it hasn't been permanent yet.
Huh.
Don't toy with me. 10-foot tall Courage that weighs 2,000 pounds could totally be a thing.
And as you're considering this, Karash shrinks back to his normal size.
Unicorn!
He giveth and he taketh away. After a moment passes and you catch your breath, Aurelia reappears. She looks down at you, Lena, as you're prone on the ground.
Yeah.
Says, you have survived the test.
Yes, but not without the support and assistance of my comrades here.
That is the most important lesson to take away from this. Even you, in a position if you were to fully fulfill the Conatus, could do a great many things for this country. But there's still only so much any one individual can do. And there may be times where you find that your power alone is not enough. There were plenty of times where I would feel powerless. All these abilities I could have at my disposal, and yet I could do nothing to stop someone's suffering or their plight. It is good that you learned this early, and at least this is something you can take with you along the way, as is this new form. But I would caution you, it is overwhelming in the beginning. I would recommend that, much like your other meditative states, that you work on it for some time. You will find that your body should be able to take the transformation going forward, but mentally, it may be a strain until you get a little bit more experience and a little bit more used to it. So just know that should you find yourself backed in a corner, it is something you could turn to, but it could also have side effects.
I give her a solemn nod.
She says, I have no other gifts for you all this time. They were at the start of the journey to help get you through, but as you can see, Lena has quite the ordeal ahead of her, This is just one leg of several. And she's going to need your help every step of the way. She's kind of looking over the rest of you.
I don't think we say anything, yeah.
I'll tell Aurelia, we appreciate your guidance very much. Can I expect to see you again in the next shrine?
One can only hope. If you proceed through it with great haste and you're able to overcome the obstacles, I should be there as well.
Do we have any clue as to the location of the next shrine, or will that just come to Lena as time passes?
It's something that she should be able to hone in on. It's not something I can reveal because it's part of the journey, but her senses should be becoming more and more keen as she does this. I suspect she'll have an idea what the next location is before long.
Tell me, Aurelia, where are you?
I don't know if I understand the question.
You stand before us and speak to us. You recognize us. You know us. Where is it that you are?
I suppose I don't know the answer to that. It is much like your companion here, where I know that I have passed on, and something calls me to these locations when the time is right. That was there for other candidates who had succeeded through at least earlier parts of the process in the past, but have not yet seen a successful person through the Conatus, and as such, seem to be stuck in this advisory role until someone else can take my mantle. But in between times where I see someone attempting the trials, I seem to float in some form of lost consciousness. It's unclear. I am aware of time passing, but only barely.
Well, I can only hope that we see you again.
Likewise, I wish you well on your journey. She looks over at Lou. She says, "And you, do not lose hope. I do not understand the way of the continent the way it is now, but if things are truly so unstable that more people are disappearing, it also means that there are more ways to bring them back. It's just a matter of finding them. I wish I could do more to help you with that, but I do know that magic comes and goes, and if it's becoming more chaotic, it will be dangerous, but it means there are additional opportunities. There may still be a way."
There is a major change in the way that Lou's eyes look as he's hearing those words, and he looks extremely comforted. He doesn't have anything to say.
Anything else that you would like to say or ask, or is it time to start heading to the exot?
I think it's time.
Forgive me, Aurelia. It's not to be entitled. Last time we were done, you were able to lend some assistance. Are you able to do the same this time, or should we just continue working towards the next shrine?
I try to figure out an in-character way to say this with her grace and dignity. Because she had already mentioned a minute ago that there was no such assistance.
Oh,
here.
sorry. I
Yeah.
just missed it then.
Yeah.
I believe I've already explained it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was worried about Lou. I apologize.
I understand. It's a situation fraught with peril, and for this particular leg of the journey, Lena has a new form that she can start to try to master eventually, but that is your greatest ally going forward.
We understand.
That's a great enough benefit in its own.
I have one question for you before we leave. Is the magic that creates the Conatus magic the same magic that related to dragons in some way? Like one creates the other or something?
And in Draconic, she answers you, Karash. She says, "I do not think so. I know there is a connection with dragonkind. I'm not necessarily sure what it is. I I had my own draconic form, which you saw at the last stop. But I don't know what it was that enabled me to use it. I suspect it's connected to the iridescence. Jesus, I did it again. The iridescendants in some way. But they were not frequently seen on the continent in my time, and I think their sightings are even further removed now. And then for the benefit of Leonard, she says, I told him I don't think so, but the iridescendants, I should not have named them that. The iridescendants are the missing link. I wish I knew more about their disappearance, but I suspect it's connected to all this.
That's good to know. Thank you. And I will bow to Aurelia if nobody else seems like they have anything for her, and thank her once again for her guidance and such, and that we'll see her next time.
She gives you a nod, just the slightest curtsies, but a giant one, which is 15 feet tall, and says she hopes to see you there.
Well, I suppose that means it's time for us to leave. Lou, if you'd like, you could write a letter or something. I've writing instruments and paper here of my own. You've proven able to interact with items from this world. If you'd like, you could leave a message for someone. We could deliver it for you. Hopefully we'll find a way to undo this, but if not, I think it's unfair that you not have some way to leave a mark on this world now that you're here, even if only briefly.
That would be a big deal to me. I would absolutely do that. And he would actually like to write 2 letters, one of which he'll hand to Isaac, and to help him with his gun and with the reference that you brought up before, and the other one to his family in Lycidian.
Lou.
Yep.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was basically it.
I want you to know that I don't know what we can do about returning you to your time, but we will definitely be vigilant about seeing if there's some way to be able to bring you outside of the parameters of the shrine.
I have some ideas myself, but nothing that I would want to try here. Perhaps the runes on that circle that summoned you, if we could find some way to create a portable device for it, or bind them to you yourself, there might be some way of instilling the magic innately, but I would not get my hopes up. It would take a great deal of experimentation on my part.
But we want you to know we're going to work on it. We've only known you a short while, but it feels longer than that, and I feel like you've earned a place on this team. And yeah, even if that hadn't been the case, we don't want to leave you trapped here, regardless.
And to be forthright, with our friend missing, the ability to keep you here in this time may be relevant to our own needs later on. So we've our own selfish desires to fulfill here as well, with this particular mystery.
Basically, we're saying our A-team is on it.
Glad to hear it. I was gonna hold off on saying anything too much. Like we're not even close to the cliff, so I mean, this could be one of those moments where I awkwardly say my goodbye and then we walk together for.
Yeah, let's keep going and get back to the entrance. Or how does that work? Is it like a back exit kind of thing?
When you go back through the door that you entered this chamber with, you find yourself in the original room with the dais and the big glyph.
Okay.
Right.
The developers put in the back door. That's good.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. When
It makes
they don't.
sense.
Put the quick jump feature in.
Part of this involved going in a golem's mouth, so that kind of just makes sense.
Yeah, with a room that might not have any floor left. depending on how
Yeah,
you
yeah, exactly.
do it. But he has a hook shot, so he'll be fine.
Yeah.
You guys are fucked.
So here's the little speech that I prepared. So I'd just like to say something before my lifeline walks too far, that is. We all started from square none. Didn't know you lot from Adam, and you'd say the same of me, yet we came together. We did something bigger than all of us added up, and for that I'm right glad you all came along. I didn't understand half of what just happened here, but from what I do, you lot are involved in something even bigger. Something that can change things in ways I'm not sure any of you lot know yet. Well, I now know something happened to me that means things ain't exactly the way I'd like them to be. And based on what the long-haired one said, there's more just like me. And I guess if I could leave you with one request, that would be it. No more people whisked away from their lives, their wants and their wills. Whatever is making things like this happen, no more. And as you guys have suggested, if it could be managed, something for those who are just like me. Please do not forget me. And Lou raises a hand in goodbye, and the little mechanical servant also raises one of his little four hands in goodbye.
Aww.
We will not forget you, Lou. And once we can devise how it is that you were summoned, we can go about trying to dismantle it and helping those who are stuck.
We're going to do our best, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
I'd like to shake Isaac's hand.
I was going to go for it, but then you were waving, and I was like, I don't know if it... Gladly, we'll do that.
All right.
Well,
Do you want to try to... I guess I can ask this in character. Is it worth it to try to leave with us, Lou, or do you think it's safer to stay in the safe zone and wait for us to see what we can do?
It could be like I'm always walking with you guys. You just can't see me.
Aww.
there's a Final
Where-
Fantasy
where
14
there was
reference here
only-
somewhere.
Where there was only one set of footprints in the sand, that's where we carried you.
That's where he was hookshotting.
I will say, for your own sake, Lou, I'm not sure how the magic here will work. It may dissipate once Lena leaves, but for your own sake, you will not want to stay around for long, given that there is no food and water around here.
I mean, my inventory does have like 10 rations, so.
Well, yeah, you're great.
So we'll all try to leave together. Is that what I understand?
Indeed.
All we can do
Rocks
is
fall.
try.
It's worth a shot.
Yes.
All right.
Um,
Fable, dear, lead the way.
And I just kind of give Lou a last nod and say, "We'll come back for you. This is not the last time we'll see each other."
Lou smiles.
Aw. And then I'm gonna start walking out slowly, but I'll start going.
You gotta start heading back up towards the mouth of that kind of indent in the mountain where you first found the entrance here, where there's a stone that'll need activating from Lena. But as you make your way just into that hallway, into the alcove, Lou, you find yourself basically, not painfully, but hitting some kind of invisible barrier that prevents you from moving forward.
Okay, well then I guess I'll just do like a weird moonwalk as you guys are walking away.
This is where the wave, and we will wave too.
He died like he
that's where it
lived,
Yep.
moonwalking.
Yes. All right, so yeah, he's gonna be doing his little wave thing. For anybody
Aw.
that looks back.
I will look back.
I will look back once.
And I will give a wave, and then I'll keep going, and I won't look back.
Is anyone else confused as to why his tiny mechanical friend was with him?
How so, Karash?
I would say not any more confused than I am by the whole thing, if that helps.
Okay.
Whatever this process is, it seems to transport them and all the items on them. He wasn't naked, after all. So it makes sense that if he had this construct on his person, it would have been trapped, much like him.
More importantly, Karash, I think I like what he said about stopping this from happening, both with him and with others getting plucked from their time. trying to find a way to bring back Grail and him and anyone else. There's definitely something odd happening, and it's affecting too many lives.
Yes. I couldn't agree more.
I will say this, Lena. If we wish to stop this process from happening again, it's clear from what Aurelia was saying that this has been going on for centuries. So we may have to break certain traditions, figuratively and literally, if we want to stop this from happening. That will be a decision up to you at some point.
Yeah, and I kind of contemplate your words for a moment, but
He was
don't
helpful in the journey to us, and others like him may be helpful to others on the Conatus in the future. But I'm in agreement that it is not a fate I would wish on anybody.
yes, it's cruel to be plucked from your time. The Conatus is important, but it's not worth the lives of others being.
It's actually funny you mention that. Built into the Conatus is stealing people from their times and their lives to aid, and I was thinking, eventually, someday, far into the future, Lena, you might be in Aurelia's position, and
Oh, I've no doubt.
would you offer the same trials, or would you do it a different way?
I think that's a question for another time.
So yes, it's unfortunately too soon to say now, since I don't know what the rest of the trials will hold for us, but I'm not opposed to change, let's put it that way.
Well, I started this as, let's just say my mission has changed quite a bit, and I think we have the trial. It's of great importance, but if you're all in agreement, Crash, I know we're looking for your brethren, but I think it's extremely pressing for us to find the next shrine as quickly as possible. We allowed ourselves, and I'm to blame, I know, to get distracted. And I think we need to try to get to the next shrine as soon as possible. I think more answers are going to await us there.
Well, let us head down to Still Valley, rest for the rest of the day, and Lena, you can meditate on the next step on this little trek of ours.
Yes.
So we will leave off there. When we resume next time, perhaps the next step in the journey, we'll talk about what it all means on the next Anachroschism.